Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host, Jennifer. There's background noise again. The window is open. It's hot outside. So, there will be wind chimes and bird sounds. Just saying. I've had very few complaints about the background noise. Have had some, but mostly everybody really loves the background sound of the birds and the wind chimes. First thing I wanted to cover was Friday's episode, which was just a minute clip. I wanted to let everyone know that I was not going to be making a video on Friday, but I still wanted to be in contact with you. So I gave you a little clip of what my day Friday was going to be doing. I was not feeling real well. I was having a lot of stomach issues. I still am. It's not anything that I've caught. This is something I've dealt with my entire life. But I haven't been feeling real well. So Friday I took the day off and I sat and crocheted on the porch. Well, until the guys came to clean out the gutters, and then I had to move inside because if they got gross stuff in my yarn, I would be really upset. So, anyway, yeah. I haven't answered any comments last week because I wasn't feeling good. I'm going to try to get to that this week and answer as many of the comments from last week's videos as I can. And to all the people who noticed my empty chair sitting next to me and wanted to join me in my video on Friday, you're all welcome at my house. You're all welcome to join me. You're all welcome to, I don't know. That chair's open for you guys. I love you guys. So, I got a card. Got a fantastic card. I knew who it was as soon as I saw it. Beautiful detail on the back. Now, I will say this. This woman is like multi-talented. She's gorgeous. She's sweet. I just love her. Okay. She has like attention to detail that I just admire, whether it be with her yarn craft or her paper craft. Of course, I'm talking about Miss Carrie Penny from Happy Crafty Homemaker. Okay, this card is gorgeous. And it means so much to me that it says, stay unique. Because I love that. And look at those beautiful flowers. Those remind me of cherry blossoms. Look how beautiful this card is. Look how beautiful. I haven't opened it yet, but you are simply the best ever to continue to be your fabulous self. XOXO Carrie Penny. I have Carrie's autograph. Look. Isn't that pretty? That is so special to me. Thank you, Carrie. I know she sends out a lot of cards, but I also know that she's very particular about who gets what card, and so that is very special to me. All right. Trying to figure out what I want to go next. Let's go acquisitions. I'm not going to show yarn porn in this video, but I wanted to show you guys what Mr. Cinnamon bought me. It's kind of cool. A while ago, we were in Home Depot, and I saw the big foam pads for like play areas for children. And I was talking to him about it, and I said, these would be awesome for blocking mats, because I don't have blocking mats. The things that I have blocked recently, I blocked on a towel, and I pinned it out to a towel and laid it flat on my porch. Didn't work real well. It worked kind of okay, but, you know, I told him that I wanted to get some of those foam boards when I could. And they were like $20 for 4 of the really big foam boards. We saw this at our local, I forget what those stores, bulk stores. It's called BJ's. It's like a Costco or a Sam's Club. We saw these and I was like, oh, those are so cool. And I'll explain why I think they're cool. But Mr. Cinnamon like grabbed them and put them in the cart and bought them for me because he knew. Okay, this is the back side. That's the front side. This is the front side. See, it's floorboard. It looks like floorboards, but it's just foam with decorative wood on it. Now, I do have wood floors in the house, but when I saw these, I thought that would make a beautiful, different color to lay out and put my stuff on and take pictures of. Because one of the problems I have is when I lay stuff on my wood floors is there's always white dog hair from Oreo. She sheds like nobody's business. And she has like really short hair, so I don't know why she sheds so bad. but she sheds a lot, and there's always seems to be white hair that gets on. No matter if I sweep, if I Swiffer, right before I lay it down, the object comes up with dog hair on it. So I figured hopefully if I lay this down to photograph on top of it, that I won't pick up as much dog hair. So it just has a regular foam that I could pin into if I want. What I was thinking is I could pin into the back side of these, and I could use the front side for pictures. So this was only $16, and this is really, really, really big. Let me see if it's got, let's see, dimensions. You guys probably already saw it. It's a 6-pack, and the assembly, when it's assembled, it measures 4 by 6 feet. So that could do just about anything that I make, because I don't really block blankets. I'll wash them and like lay them out, but I don't block them. But this is like pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So I was pleased with that. I was very thankful for Mr. Cinnamon for buying me those. What else? Okay, so let's do a Stash Buster update, because I made some more things and I'll show those to you in a minute. But if you recall, I had that big plastic tub and it was overflowing with scraps and older skeins of yarn that I pulled down to make room for newer ones. And then last week, this was full and part of this was full. Okay. So this is now empty. It's empty. So the tub is empty and now this is empty. So we got an extra bag laying around. Don't worry, I'll find something to put in there. What is left of my stash busting, is just this little tiny basket. And I'm going to call it a day and be done with the stash busting for now, because I really, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. But I've done pretty good. I have a bag of smaller balls. And then a lot of like, well, I don't even have a lot. I have some smaller skeins. Nothing big. Got some Spangle yarn from Premier. Got some cotton. You know, not a whole lot. Just enough to fill that little basket, and then I will be good to go. So I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to put my scraps away and be done with those for right now. Now, another thing I worked on this week with my scraps is I took a bunch of very random balls and I caked them up together. The idea was I was going to make a rope, and I decided not to make a rope, but I have some really funky cakes. This is just worsted weight, and a lot of the yarns in here have like, I'll do like plain and then I did a sparkle, and you can't see it, but there are more sparkles in there. So I would do non-sparkle, sparkle, non-sparkle, sparkle, just to get, like, if I want to do a funky scrap project in the future. I got that. And then this one, you see the sparkles. There's way more sparkles in this one. Again, worsted weight. So these are my worsted weight ones. And then I did just a white one, which I think this is absolutely gorgeous. And I think even though the yarns are like not match, I think this is going to make like a beautiful shawlette or something. And I cannot wait to do something with that. And then this one is, it almost feels like, and I'm not positive, it feels like this one is mercerized cotton. All of these little skeins I got from the thrift store. They're either labeled in a different language or not labeled at all. And this very thin, feels like mercerized cotton. There's like blue in the middle. And this blue is the same exact as this blue. I had like 4 skeins of that blue. So I just did, you know, color variations. And then there's another pink in here that is really similar to this, but it's a little bit different. So this is very thin. That's my cakes. So this is a scrap project that I did that was fun. I just joined a bunch of scrap balls together and made cakes. But I'm going to call this as a finished object, because why not, right? And then I got my fabric out. I told you guys, I think it was last Wednesday, I told you guys about, I had my fabric out. I was going to make project bags. I wanted to make my sister a couple because she just started crocheting, and you know, she's doing big things for herself. So I made myself a stack. And then I made her a couple, and I already mailed them to her with a little bit of yarn. I've mailed her a couple of yarn packages because I have a lot, and she has a very small amount. And so I sent her some of the cotton that I bought in the Premier Warehouse sale where they had the $5 3-packs of the big, I don't think I have any close by, the big hanks or the big skeins of the cotton, the 3-pack for $5. I sent her 3 different colors so that she has extra cotton because she's making the ear savers for the people at her work, and she is making hairnets for the people at her work because they're required. They work around food. They feed elderly people at a retirement facility, and so they're required to wear hairnets. And I showed her my hairnet, and I actually gave her one, and everybody loves the hairnet so much they all want some. So now she's making hairnets. So, you know, she's doing good. Anyway, so I sent her some project bags. I'm going to show you the 2 that I sent her because I made a matching set. I made her these and I made myself these. Now, I was told in the past not to use the flannelly material because it pills and it does stuff to the yarn. It is only on the outside of the sack. The inside of the sack is plain cotton. Okay, the liners are just plain cotton. This rope is clothesline. It is cotton polyester clothesline that we got from Home Depot for I don't know how much because I asked Mr. Cinnamon to go get some and he did. So I said, I don't want the plasticky stuff. I want the real soft cottony clothesline. And that's what he got. And that is what is holding my bags together. See? Pretty neat. So I asked her a very silly question. I said, popsicles, watermelon, or hot air balloons? And she was at work. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, just answer the question. Popsicles, watermelon, or hot air balloons? She said, well, watermelon, you know. She's out now. Tell me what it's for. And I sent her a picture. I didn't tell her I was making project bags. And she's all, well, she first picked the watermelon, and then after the picture, she decided she really liked the popsicles. So I sent her both. But I think these are so cute, and they're so summery, and they're not for sale, guys. These are just for personal use. This design I might in the future make some to sell because I do have extra material, just because so many people have asked for it. And these are a lot easier for me to make, and they are a lot nicer. You know, my stitching is good. It's not perfect. I will never be Ella from No Catchy Name. She's like a pro. I will never be her. But I really like these. And I think for low price, people would really like these because these don't cost me very much to make. And I'm not looking to make a bunch of money. But if anybody wants these, in the future. Somebody's pulling in my driveway. I was just wondering who it was. Looks like they're just turning around. Okay, so anyway. Popsicles. Look at these little emoji popsicles. They're the cutest ever. And then I used firework fabric. Totally 4th of July, summer, happy thoughts, drawstring. See? Ta-da! So I sent her one of those. And then I sent her one of these. Same idea as I'm just mixing and matching my whatever fabrics I have because none of them were bought to go together. They're just in there. But I thought this was very summery. It's like a do-rag paisley type print with the watermelon. Let's see. Inside. Nothing fancy, just a little yarn sack. And then of course I made some for myself. She was not interested in the hot air balloons, but this is one of my favorite. I just think this is so beautiful. And this is a weird size. I was just messing around making different sizes. But I figured this will hold a longer skein this way, whereas this will hold the skein upright. And what I like to do is if I will stack, if I have the yarns that go together, I will stack them side by side in here. And then when I'm working, I fold down the sack and I just feed the yarn through this way. Just makes my life easier. Anyway, this is probably for a little bit bigger project. Bigger shawl, something. And then the fabric I used inside is fabric my aunt gave me a long time ago. It's just pink butterflies. But I figure hot air balloons, they fly. Butterflies fly. They go together. I know, only in my head. And then, again, this is weird size, but I was just messing around. I didn't measure anything. I was just having fun. Cactuses. I love this. I love cactuses. And then I put a little bias tape around here, sewed it on. And this one is not perfect. It's all wonky, but I don't care. It's mine. Drawstring. And the inside is just blue material. This is actually like a really nice linen that I found at the thrift store, of course. And then this is the last one. This is my extra large sack. And I use this beautiful antique material that I found at the thrift store. It's really old. And then I washed them all up and they smell good now. And again, I did the bias tape here. This one actually looks much better because with this one, what had happened was I cut this too short and it didn't line up. So I added the bias tape to make it line up perfectly. I didn't need to do that, but I liked the way that looked so much, and I had the bias tape around, so. Drawstring. Right? Had fun making those. Alright, what else? There's children outside saying yeehaw. Alright, let's see what else. What else? Oh, alright. So I made a do-rag out of scrap yarns. Just scraps. I just thought it was cute and it was pretty, and you know, I did that. And then I mentioned last week I was making a rag rug, which I love. This is just scraps, and it's mostly acrylic yarn. I think this is gonna go in my downstairs bathroom, but I love the color so much, and I love the look of just the rag rug. And I picked smaller balls because I wanted smaller, thinner stripes, because I wanted it to look like the traditional rag rug they find, like, at your local Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever. I forgot. I saw them at Aldi's last week. The basic rag rugs for $12 for this size for a rag rug. I'm like, no, thank you. I'll make my own. I just love the colors. I love the colors of that. Isn't that beautiful? So I think this is going to go in my downstairs bathroom in front of the sink, because unless my son is in there playing in the water, it's not going to get wet or dirty or gross or anything in there. So the last thing that I have made this week, let me make sure my list, I got it all covered. Okay, the last thing I made this week, I'm so excited about. I was watching Debi, the Canadian crocheter. I watch every video she puts out. Like, if she puts out a video, I get excited. I just love Debi. I think she is she's beautiful. She's sweet. She's loving. She's caring. She's brilliant. She made her daughter a shawl. But this was not no normal shawl. She called it the fudgit shawl. And it was made out of scraps, which is right up my alley, because that's what I'm doing right now, scraps, right? It was enormous. And when she wrapped it around herself, she said the idea was for it to really wrap and around her daughter. And she's even said that you can sit on it because it was so big. You can tuck it under, sit on it, and then your tushy doesn't get cold. Brilliant. And why have I not thought of this before? Because I'm not Debi. So I made one, and I'm going through and I'm pulling out the big skeins, the big balls. I'm trying to get as much yarn as I can into this shawl to make it as big as possible. And I'm sitting in my bed and I'm working on it. I was talking to my husband, and I was like, it's so big. Look at it. And I'm falling more and more in love with this thing the more I make it. And it's not exactly like hers, but I tried to make it as close to hers as possible because I thought hers was gorgeous. And I was like, I think I'm done, because I used up all my big skeins and big balls. And I just had little pieces left. And when you get that far in a project and the rows are getting bigger and bigger, you'll see. A little ball, it wouldn't work. You need big skeins, you know. And so I said, maybe I'm done. I think I'm done. And he's all, well, you wanted to sit on it. Is it long enough to sit on? And it was not. I mean, it reached my butt, but it was not long enough to sit on. He said, you're not done then. Because I was going to quit. So I came down here, and at this point I was working with bulky yarns because, like I said, I was trying to use as much yarn as possible. So I started off holding 2 skeins of worsted together, and then I moved into some bulky yarns, just trying to use as much yarn as possible. And then I was running out. So I was like, okay, I need something that I have a good amount of to add to the bottom of this. And I found 2 skeins of Mega Tweed by Premier Yarns, obviously, that my husband bought me a while ago. And I pulled them out, and it added just enough to make it big enough to sit on. You guys ready to see this? I'm gonna have to stand up and move the chair away because it is a behemoth. It is massively huge. Now I'm gonna say this. I haven't measured it. It is easily 9 feet across. Easily. Let me show you. Completely covers my arms. Long enough to sit on. Let me sit back down, pull my chair in. Long enough to sit in. Long enough to wrap up in. This is perfect for when I want to sit on the porch, or I want to sit out back by the fire. My tushy won't get cold because it's completely under me. Is this not beautiful? This shows you all of the colors. This shawl is huge. It is huge. As you see, I started off here holding 2 together. Actually, yeah. 2 together here, 2 together, 2 together. Moved into the bulky, 2 together, bulky, and then this is the Mega Tweed. I love this so much. It's really hot in here though. It is big enough to be a blanket. It is heavy enough to be a blanket. It is so gorgeous. I'm so excited about it. But right now it's like really, really hot, so I can't wear that for more than a few minutes. So thank you, Debbie, for being brilliant. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Is that not the coolest thing ever? Now I'm going to challenge you all to make one of those because it's awesome. Yours doesn't have to be as big as mine. Obviously, I'm a bigger framed person. You know, I'm a big girl. I got no shame in my game. I'm also tall. So I'm like 5'8.5", 5'9". And most of my height is in my torso. So I had to make it extra large so that it fit under my tushy. That was a feat in itself, just making it big enough. But it also looks so cute on my daughter, who is not as big as I am. And I was like, look at. And she hurried up and she wrapped it around herself. She loves it. So it is going to be my porch shawl. I know Debbie calls it the fudgit shawl. I'm calling it my outside, I don't know, my porch shawl, my fireside shawl, something like that. Because it is definitely going to be early morning, late evening, out by the fire, cozied up in my beautiful scrappy dappy shawl. I just love it so much. I just love it. Thank you, Debbie, for giving me ideas, for always inspiring me. All right, guys, I'm going to end it here, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.